Okay, so let us begin with our second experiment, that is the characteristics of Zener diode. And the main intention of doing this experiment is we will be studying uh, circuits, that is basically a voltage regulator circuit based on the Zener characteristics. So that is why we need to do an experiment to actually study how the Zener diode will actually work in a voltage regulator. This experiment I'll write characteristics of Zener diode. So now here we have seen last time the characteristics of the diode, but we need to slightly see both the diodes together, that is a Zener diode and a normal diode. So we start off with the characteristics. So let me draw the characteristics first for us, and this is required with respect to our lab also. So you can also note this down. Now as far as a normal diode is concerned, the characteristics was like this. Okay, and generally this place is called as phi naught, and basically the normal diode will have a very big reverse breakdown. Okay, it will have a very big reverse breakdown voltage, and so something like this. Okay, and this value was Is. So on the x-axis we have diode voltage Vd, on the y-axis we have Id. Now as far as a Zener diode is concerned, what we want is Zener diode is a heavily doped diode. Heavily doped diode. So let us say if the formula for phi naught was Kt by Q ln NaNd by Ni square, and when Na equal to Nd equal to 10 raised to 16 atoms per centimeter cube. This value was 0.7 volts. Now we say Zener diode is a heavily doped diode. Heavily doped diode means this Na and Nd are going to be now slightly higher. Slightly higher means initially it was 10 raised to 16. Now it might be in the range of something like 10 raised to 18. So can somebody quickly calculate what will be the phi naught for Zener? Kt by Q ln Na we can take it as 10 raised to 18 into n 10 raised to 18. Na and Nda both are same, and 1.45 into 10 raised to 10 the whole square. So what is the value of this Zener? What is the value of this phi naught for Zener? I know one thing definitely, that it will move in this direction. But how much? If this is 0.7 volts, then what will be the value of phi naught Zener? Can somebody tell me? This will be 26 into 10 raised to minus 3 Kt by Q. Please calculate and put this answer in the chat box. Yes, can you put the answer in the chat box, please? Remove your calculators. Always during the lab and the lecture, you should have your calculator with you. Without calculations, you can really never become an engineer. You should know how to calculate, estimate. So estimation is the first thing in any design. Yes, what are your answers? Yes, around 0.9, that is correct. Okay. No, Janvi is not so big. It should be around 0.93 something. So Joe's answer is correct. So you can see that when you increase the doping 100 times, that time the change in voltage is just by 0.23 volts. So that is what you should know, that you may feel that you are doubling the doping and you are trying to see significant change in the value of contact potential. That will not happen. So what we should know is that now phi naught Z is going to increase and this characteristics is going to be this. Okay. So I will write here phi naught Z. This is for normal diode and this is for Zener diode. Now as far as the reverse characteristics of the Zener is concerned, this is basically called as the breakdown voltage. Again, it is for a normal diode and it's very high. So this is very high. So we saw that last time, but now this time we have to see, we have to do a comparative analysis between the normal diode and the Zener diode, because you will always get a question in the Viva or in general while doing any design, for which applications I should use normal diode and for which applications I should use Zener diode. So that is the question that you have to always answer. So here, as far as Zener diode is concerned, this breakdown will occur at a very low potential. At a very low potential. So this breakdown is called as Zener breakdown and it occurs at a low voltage. It occurs at a low reverse voltage. So the left side is all reverse bias and the right side is all forward voltages. This is your 0. Now this is also called as Zener breakdown. This is also called as Zener breakdown, and generally this is called as, this is at high voltage and this is called as avalanche breakdown. Avalanche, as the name suggests. Here diode gets damaged. If you operate at this voltage, the diode can get damaged. But VZ, this is not destructive in nature. Zener breakdown is not destructive. It can sustain this voltage. So what happens is that in applications like rectifiers, we are applying 230 volts. So 230 volts means during the forward bias 230 volts is fine. But during the reverse bias, if when it wants, when we are applying minus 230, that time we need to, that time we need to see that only then the reverse voltage of the diode is very high, then only it can sustain that kind of a voltage. So generally this diode which is having a blue characteristics, this will be used for something called as rectification, and this red one we will go call it as voltage regulation. So generally, since this is not destructive in nature, you can see that current increases but voltage remains constant. That means for different values of current, okay, let's say Iz min, and here we have something called as Iz max. Always we will have min and max values. The voltage across the zener is always constant. So you can have a variable current flowing through the device, but the voltage across the zener is going to remain constant. The same thing you can talk about the normal diode also, but by the time you talk about it, the diode is going to get damaged because it is under the stress of very high electric field, and very high electric field can cause breakdown. That is basically there is a dielectric breakdown inside the diode. So this thing, so SPICE, so what SPICE does is it will not show you this line, straight line for a normal diode, but it will show you this straight line for a Zener diode. Okay. The reason why SPICE does not show this fall in the voltage, that is the current is increasing abruptly, that is because if they show it that way, you might get a notion that okay, diode, the normal diode also, for different values of current the voltage remains constant. No. So that is the reason why this is not shown in SPICE, whereas for a Zener, since this is not destructive in nature, we can have different currents but same voltage. So in SPICE, you will see this entire red waveform, but in SPICE, you will see the blue waveform only from, see this point, you will see this point, and you will see this, and you will see only till this point. You will not see anything below this. Okay. So this is the point that we have to note in today's experiment. Now, let us go to SPICE. Okay. In this, first you will build on a similar guideline the circuit for the diode characteristics, and this time the diode that you will select will be a Zener diode. The diode that you will select will be a Zener diode. So come on, start doing this. First you will build a circuit, the same circuit which we have built last time, but instead of a normal diode, now you will be building a Zener diode. So just for your sake, I will open my circuit. So you can see here that this is the circuit that you have to build. Here initially what we had selected 1N4148. Okay, now we are having BZX84C8V2L. Now what does this 8V2L means? So let's go to the data sheet. Okay, let's have a closer look at what this means. Now you can see BZX stands for This B is the code for this on semiconductor. ZX is Z stands for Zener. Then we have 8X84C, that is basically the class of the diodes. And then after this, can you see here? 6V2. 6V2 means the breakdown voltage is 6.2. 8V2 means what? The breakdown voltage is 8.2. Simply 10L means what? 10 volts. 12L means what? 12 volts. 15L means what? 15 volts. So I may ask you a question in the Viva. I may give you a number of the diode. This is the diode. And now tell me what is the reverse breakdown by just looking at the name of the diode. So you should be able to tell that it is 6.2, 8.2, 10, 12 or 15 volts. Are you understanding this? If yes, just put yes in the chat box.
So could you tell this again?
Yes. So see, these are the different diodes which are available, okay? And today we are looking at a special class of diode, that is Zener diodes. Now, here in Zener diode, you can see that Zener diode, there is a BZ series. Can you see this? There is a BZ series. Now, the BZ series, if you see the last four letters, 6V2L. So can you see 6 and 2? 6V2 means what? 6, the breakdown voltage is 6.2. 8V2 means what? The breakdown voltage is 8.2. If that V is not there, if there is only 10L, that means it is 10 volts. If it is 12L, means it is only 12 volts. If it is 15L, then it is only 15 volts. So this is how, by looking at this number, you can determine what is the breakdown voltage of the diode. So generally in Lamington Road, when we go, we say, "Arey 10 volts ka Zener de." So 10 volts ka Zener de. This is a very local language, but what it means is that give me a Zener which is having a breakdown voltage of 10 volts. That is the meaning of that. So you should know this local language also, because the person who is actually selling this does not have much knowledge about what is this breakdown and all. We as engineers investigate this more. What is breakdown, how it happens, why it happens, can it be avoided, and so on. Okay, so that's the logic behind that theory. Now here also Is you can see is 0.6 nanoamperes. Ix is 0.6 nanoamperes. So we can see that as well. So first you make this circuit, then the same statements we have to write, because we want to find out what are the voltages. We have to fill some tables when I will be sending you the lab manuals. So how to fill those tables, I have already told you with the help of the formula. So I want you all to first make only the circuit, not these commands. Okay, I don't want any commands. I want only the circuit, and you will put that in the chat box first. Only the circuit you put, and then you put it in the chat box. Come on, do it. So in Zener diode, what is important is not forward bias, but reverse bias. Okay, Jose, you are correct, but you have not written your roll number and the .dc command. Come on, everybody should do this. Rohan or somebody, can you just confirm whether you can see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes,
It's a very simple thing. Even you can use the last time circuit and remove the unnecessary part. You should be able to get it. And have you received my handwritten notes? I just wanted to confirm.
yes, sir.
So they will be good, help you for your exams and general reading for quiz. Everything will be based on that only. So I don't want you to spend much time on searching the stuff. You do this preliminary reading, and if you want to read something advanced, then you go for the reference books. So it's a very simple circuit now, that there is just one voltage source, one diode and one resistance, but this time my diode is a Zener diode. Now again, what I'll do is I'll say run, and in the run, first I will say start value is 0, stop value is 15, increment in steps of 0.1, same thing as that of a normal diode, and then I will say okay, run. So I will run this, so I got this. Now what we are actually seeing on the x-axis is V1. You can see quantity plotted is V1, but I don't want V1, I want VA minus VC. So I will say V of A minus so x-axis is ready. Now on x-axis we have the voltage across the diode. Now on y-axis we'll add trace and say ID1, and we should be able to see these characteristics. So I hope you are able to see this particular characteristics. So do you agree that the forward characteristics is something similar to that of a normal diode? We can change this to maybe 1000 millivolts. So we can always do this. Okay. You can see this. This is the characteristics of the Zener diode. Okay. Now we would like to see. So I want you all to post this now. That is the characteristics of the Zener diode as well as the circuit. I want you to post now the characteristics of the Zener diode as well as the circuit. So I will just change this. Reverse saturation is now just 0.5 nanoamperes. So now I want to see both the circuit as well as the graph. So we are going very step by step. Now I want to see only circuit as well as the graph. fill. Yes, correct. Okay, that is correct. Cyan is also correct. Very good. Very good. Now let's see when Janvi has done the circuit correctly. Janvi, have you put your characteristics also? I can't see your characteristics. So you have to plot VA minus VC on X. Now I want to see the reverse characteristics also, because I know one thing, that for this diode, the reverse breakdown equal to 8.2 volts. So I'll just put it down somewhere here, that the breakdown voltage is 8.2 volts. Now what we'll do is we'll again simulate this thing, and since we know that the breakdown will happen at 8.2, in this DC command, now I will put a start value from, let us say, minus 15. Okay, and then say run. So now can you see here this small fall in the value? So this fall is precisely at 8.2 volts. This fall actually happens at 8.2 volts. So now I want to see the circuit as well as the graph with both forward bias, that is above 0 you will get forward bias and below 0 you will get reverse bias, but the current does not fall at a very large voltage, but it falls at a very small voltage. Come on. Now I want to see the characteristics in this way. Circuit as well as the characteristics. Always you have to show circuit as well as characteristics, because that dot TC command will tell me whether the characteristics that you are showing is for this circuit only. I will give you here 5 minutes to tell me that. Samay, can you unmute and tell me what error you are getting? Can you post your error in the chat box?
So now in the second part, we have to do VD is equal to VA minus VC and then plot the graph, right?
Yes, everywhere it will be VA minus VC only. The reason is because you want to plot the voltage across the diode.
Okay.
Voltage across the diode will be voltage at anode minus voltage at cathode, which is VA minus VC. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll try again.
Yeah. Okay, Pratik, you are the first one to show that. Okay, good. Sayan, just keep your grid on. Keep your grid on. In the graph, na, keep your grid on. So you can go to plot settings and tick this grid. Grid should be ticked. Okay, Akhil, your output is correct. Okay. Yes. Omkar output is good, but just change the background of the graph, because if we want to print this thing, na, then this black background will consume lot of ink. Output is correct, no problem. Okay. Now, since this is a Zener diode, we are interested in the reverse characteristics more than the forward characteristics. So what you can do is you can keep these readings as it is, but you can add some more dot measure commands. You can add some more dot measure commands. Control M, and instead of VR0 you can say VR -1, and here we can write -1. You can say Control M, you can have this here, and then you can say VR -2, something like this. Or I'll define a variable VRM, small m1, m1, m2, like that. Okay. So you can define these variables. Now I want to capture all the values from positive to negative. Now I am doing this. I want -1, then I'll take -2, then I'll take -3, then I'll take -4, then I'll take -5, then we'll take -7, -1, -5, then we'll take -6, 7, then or rather we can go directly to 7, then we can go to 7.5, then we can have 8, then we can have 8.1, then we can have 8.2, then we can have 8.3, then we can have 8.4. So variables also need to change. So here we have VRM1 to make this 3, this has 4, this has 5, this has 6. This has... So let's try. Now you can see I have got a big list of dot measure commands. Now we'll run this. So here multiply defined, okay, that means something got repeated. So So we should check that. Okay, VRM3 got repeated 2 times. So this is 4, 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. Okay, now I'll run it. So you should get the same characteristics, but this time if you go to the SPICE error log, you should be able to see the entire range of voltages, and here you can see at 8.2 volts or beyond 8.2 the current changes. So this is, there is a steep change in the value of current beyond 8 volts, otherwise the current is more or less constant. This is minus 10. Let's run this and again see the SPICE error log. Why is failed? Okay, let's simulate this again. Characteristics will now not change, only we are looking at the SPICE file. Okay, so it's not allowing us to go beyond minus 15. So we can go at the most up to like 6.64 something, which is okay. But this is the voltage across the resistance. Now we want voltage across the diode. So you will have to do the changes in the second one. Okay. So can you do that and tell me? Now these same statements we want it for so I'm just copying this and putting it in this statement. Here at the top. So I just, instead of D, R, I am changing it to D. Okay, this when I will, instead of VC, I will write VA minus VC. With me. Just say okay, run. Now again I'll see the spice error log files. So you can see here VA minus VC. Even if I'm increasing the reverse voltage, here at these values, the voltage across the diode remains more or less constant. So even if I increase my source voltage, the voltage across the diode remains the constant. So what is the meaning of this? Here in this circuit, even if I increase V1, the voltage across the diode remains fixed and the remaining voltage gets dropped across R1. The remaining voltage gets dropped across R1. So same thing we'll observe here also. Just copy these statements. So here I'll write ID. So now here, now I want to know some currents in the reverse bias also. So I'm just writing there as ID. Here I have ID. Here I have ID. And so VA minus VC. Here ID1. Because we want the voltage current across the diode. So this is the change that we have to do as far as Zener is concerned. For Zener, we require values both in forward as well as reverse bias. Right? Okay. Now run this. See the spice error log. So now you can see some values of current in the reverse bias. So if you look at ID7 to ID2, if you look at ID7 to ID2, the current changes. The current changes a lot. That means it changes from around 1 milliampere to around 6 milliamperes. Around 1 milliampere to 6 milliamperes. But for these same values of V1, that is minus 10 to minus 15, you can see here, minus 10 to minus 15, the voltage across the diode remains almost constant. The voltage across the diode remains almost constant. So this is the peculiar characteristics of the Zener diode. Now I want you to show me all this, that is Vc, then Va minus Vc, which is Vd, and then Id, the screenshot of that after putting these commands. So I hope you are able to see these commands. Can you see these commands now? Just let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So come on, do this. This is something that you should know. And put your outputs in the chat box. So now I want to see circuit characteristics as well as the SPICE file, SPICE error log. Okay, please do this and put your answers in the chat box. See, I can give you these commands, but I want you to slightly type them because that will, give you some kind of practice, and you should get trained to use this such kind of commands. So now I am asking you one very technical question, which is based on LT spice. It is not based on any theory. In this particular circuit, how many values of VR, that is the voltage drop across resistor, spice is calculating? How many values is spice calculating?
13.
13. 13 or 30?
Sorry, 20.
20. How 20?
Minus 15 to minus 1 and then 0 to 15.
So how is that 20 values?
So currently it is 20, but because we've skipped out some values, but if we would include it, it would increase.
No. So can you see? So everybody should see here. That is okay. Pratik, good. Pratik has shown me the values. Okay. Yes, Pratik, answers are correct. So now here, my question was how many values of voltage drop across the resistance spice is calculated. So for that you should see this dot DC V1. It is going from minus 15 to plus 15. But in steps of how much? 0.1. So 15 minus 15 would be 30 volts. So the entire span of the sweep, the span of the sweep is 30 volts. And the increment value is 0.1. The incrementing value is how much? 0.1. So that is the reason why if you divide 30 by 0.1, you will get 300. 30 divided by 0.1 is how much? 300 plus 1, because we have to consider the end values also. So plus 1. So 301 values it is calculating for voltage drop across resistor. 301 values it is calculating for voltage drop across diode, and 301 values it is calculating for voltage drop across current ID. So in all 301 into 3 is going to be 903. So SPICE is actually calculating 903 values when you are clicking on this button. When you are clicking on this button, SPICE is actually calculating 903 values, and it is plotting this graph for you. This graph has got all those 903 values. Okay, rather this graph will have 301 values. So now here you can see we are having 0 to 13 means 14 values, and 1 to 7 means 7 values. So 21 values we are asking SPICE by writing this dot measure command. Out of those 301 values that you calculated, show me this specific 21 values. Show me this specific 21 values. That is what you are telling SPICE to do. Now, here we are going from V1 minus 15 to plus 15. But if we add a line here, one more, and write V1 equal to minus 16, it will give an error. Why? Because your dot DC command here is having a range of minus 15 to plus 15. So what is the meaning of this? If I copy this, and if I paste it here, and if I try to write here VRM8, I write 16 here. Okay, and if I say simulate, then you can see in my error log, can you see here VRM8 failed, it will say. Why it is saying it has failed? Because my range is from minus 15 to plus 15. The moment I make this as minus 16, and if I say run, now you just see that error might have gone. Can you see it plotted one more value? Can you see this or no? So you can see only those values which you give in the .dc command. You cannot see anything else. So I'll again change it to 50. So these questions will be asked to you in your technical interviews. Okay. These questions will be asked to you in your technical interviews, and you have to be extremely good at it. Okay, Rohan. What are these two characteristics, ID1 and? You have plotted two. There is one blue line and one green line. What is that?
Sir, it is VA. I forgot to remove it.
Remove it. I think Rohan also. Rohan has put that in. Okay. So now you show me the characteristics, the code, and the spice file. Here I will wait for 5 to 10 minutes so that you complete this. And everybody should do this and put it in the chat box. And if you have any doubts, just unmute and ask. In lab session, just consider that I am just standing beside you and asking you some questions, and you are also asking me questions in return.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have posted a screenshot in the chat box. So your graph for ID1 goes way below minus 1.2 milliamps, but mine is stopping at minus 1.2. What did you do to get that low?
Your Zener diode is different, Rohan.
So I selected the 15 volt one.
So maybe because of that you are getting a different graph.
Okay, sir, I'll change the diode.
If you want to match your output to my output, then circuit has to be exactly similar.
Okay, sir, I'll change the diode.
I want you to specifically highlight this thing, that is, see here even if you change the voltage, this remains constant, and here your current is changing but voltage remains constant. It's very important. So this feature or this phenomena in a Zener diode helps us to use it as a voltage regulator. Yes, Rohan, now it's perfect.
Yes, sir.
Others, come on, do this quickly. Everybody should do this. Do you want me to highlight some part of the circuit? Just tell me that. Because in an online thing, these commands might not be visible. So I will just expand this for you. हॅलो हां सर तुम्ही फोन केलेला ना तीन वाजता नाही हा हा 3 वाजता काय म्हणालो माझी लॅब संपेल आता तोपर्यंत माझं आता बोलणं झालं Tanmay, your output is correct. Good. Now I want you to plot. See, this is the Zener and this was the normal diode. So in this circuit we are having Zener. In this circuit we are having normal diode. So I want you to plot both the things in one screen only. Here you should be able to see the normal diode. Here you should be able to see the Zener diode. So I want you to do like this. So in one case you are having normal diode, in another case you are having Zener diode. So post this output now in the chat box. Okay, Tanmay, your output is correct, but for the normal diode, see here, this is your output. Zener is okay, but here your dot DC is from minus 15 to plus 15, right? So in the normal diode also it should be minus 15 to plus 15. So
Yes, I am making the changes right now.
okay. So here you are getting that reverse characteristics, na? Here you are getting
Yes.
only 0. So that is, this is good. You are doing the things well. Now in the meantime, I just want to tell you why this actually happens. What happens is actually, see, if this is a Zener diode, na, you're having a Zener diode. Here I am writing not P and just P and N, but Zener diode is heavily doped. So this is plus and minus. Now if this width is very small, and if I apply reverse bias here, so what actually happens is, let's say that here we have a conduction band, here we have a valence band, and here we have a conduction band, and a valence band. And of course the Fermi levels will be there somewhere in between. Okay, so in a P the Fermi level is near the balance, here it is near the conduction. So let's say this is EC, this is EV, EC and EV, and this is your EFN, and this is EFP. So actually what happens is, so we generally join these conduction bands like this. So you are injecting lot of holes here, but the problem here is that there is a huge barrier which is there. Barrier is huge, and typically this barrier is going to be VR plus phi naught into Q, and if this is VR. So if you increase VR, this barrier is going to be ever increasing. But since doping is high, W is very small. Okay, if W is very small, then this barrier here, is very small. So I will ask you one question here, that let's say at Dadar station, if you want to go from east to west, I'm sure you will not jump on the tracks, because the number of tracks between the east side and the west side is very high. I think there will be around 50 tracks. Okay. So you will have to overcome the barrier by, climbing the stairs and then go on the other side and then again get down. But some stations, like for example, uh, any station, you can take example of Shelu station near Karjat. Okay, the platform is like this here. Here we are having a platform. Here we are having a platform like this. And in between there are only two lines. One is the up line, other one is the down line. This is the track. Okay. At the other station, this is, let's say, east and west side. So if you want to go from east to west at the other station, then there are 50 tracks in between. So you cannot even think of, crossing the track just like that. But at some other station where there are only just two tracks, instead of taking the bridge, it is better to, it is faster to cross like this directly. The risk of crossing is also low because there are only two tracks. So it is easy to see on both the sides. But if there are 50 tracks, you don't know on which track train will come. So it is slightly risky. So some situation is there here also in the same way, that when the barrier is small, when the width is small, the electrons can tunnel from the conduction band of N directly to the valence band of P. Directly to the valence band of P. Without actually overcoming this barrier. So this tunneling is not destructive. So barrier can be overcome due to tunneling. And this happens only for a certain condition, that is when doping is high and width is very, very small. So this tunneling can occur at low voltage. Why the tunneling occurs at low voltage? Because W is very small. It is easy to tunnel. And since the voltage is small, voltage is small means what? Electric field is very small. If electric field is small, then the velocity of electrons which are tunneling is small. And if velocity is small, half mv square, which is the energy of the electron, kinetic energy of the electron, is also very small. So if this energy, if the kinetic energy is less, then the diode can sustain this tunneling. If the kinetic energy is high, then the diode cannot sustain the energy. That is the reason why I say that since avalanche breakdown occurs at very high voltage. The voltage is very high. That means the electric field is very high. The electric field is high, then the velocity is high, and hence the kinetic energy is very high. So if the kinetic energy of the electrons is very high, it will knock out the lattice atoms of silicon inside the diode and will cause damage to the device. In short, we will say diode ud gaya. Okay, because it happens in a very small amount of time. So this is how it is. So I want you to show me this graph all in one. Okay, Akhil has shown me this, good. Then Soham also has shown, good. Sayan has shown this. Okay, good. Okay. Now, ultimate thing that I want to tell you. Now you can see that there are two different files for Zener and the normal diode. Now I want to plot both these graphs in the same graph. I want to plot both this in the same graph. That means I want ID1 as well as ID2 in the same graph. So this now you will experiment, you will explore with the limited knowledge that I have given you, and now you will come up with the solution for this. So for this I will give you another 15 minutes. Think, you have to think.
So I didn't get what you said.
See here, who asked this question? First we plotted blue,
Yes, sir.
then we plotted red in a separate, with the help of a separate file.
Yes,
So
sir.
blue means normal diode and red means Zener diode. So for that we had two different files here. One for normal diode, one for Zener diode. We got characteristics of normal and Zener as per the whatever. Okay. Now
Okay.
I want to plot both these in the same graph like this. I want to see this. I want to see like this graph. Are you getting it?
Okay, sir. So both combined.
Both combined, yes.
Yes, sir.
So now you apply your brain and do that. The answer to this I will give you only in the next week or in the next lab. So now you have to do it. Yes, any doubts? Yes, Jose, correct. Your output is correct, but now I want to see both together, Jose.
Yes, that sir actually I accidentally did it all in one, so now I'll have to split it. Yeah.
Okay. You can just save as the file.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Rohan, your output is okay. Good. Okay, Tanmay, I can see. Tanmay, you have plotted voltage. You have plotted the voltage versus voltage.
Yes, yes,
We want current versus voltage.
yes, sir. Sir, but is it okay to that we can add both the diodes, or is it wrong method?
No, it is wrong because you cannot put two diodes in series and you
Yes,
cannot have
sir.
two diodes in parallel also.
Yes, sir.
You can
Okay,
have
sir.
two diodes in anti-parallel. Anti-parallel means anode of one diode is connected to cathode and cathode of another diode is connected to anode. That is okay.
Okay, sir, I'll try that.
That means what is the meaning of anti-parallel means like this. So this is one diode. Like this is a possible connection. Two back-to-back diodes is forbidden because you don't know the voltage at this point. If you give plus and minus here, this is positive, this side is negative, but what is the voltage at this point? That is floating, na? So we don't know. So I will give you a clue. You will have to build both these circuits in the same file. You will have to build both these circuits in the same file, and while running the simulation, you can take second source, help of this DC sweep, first source and second source, and sweep both of them at the same time. That is the hint. Come on, do this. Waiting for you to complete this thing. I will just share this entire OneNote with you. just share it later. So are you getting the hang of this NT-SPICE now? Because later on we'll be doing some more experiments, which will be little bit higher end ones. So actually what happened is you are able to see the but forward characteristics are not properly seen. That is the problem. So you can try this. You can try this diagram. You can try this circuit. This is what I get. Okay, blue and green are together. Then green is extending, but blue is falling at 8 point.